Do I look like a pumpkin? Okay, you can call me Pumpkin. So October is obviously spooky season, and a lot of people are coming out with their like spooky season TBRs. I'm not gonna do that because I don't read a ton of spooky books, so I just have like a regular schmegular October TBR. I do have some kind of arguably spooky books in here, but this isn't going to be like a spooky season TBR because I'm not really a spooky gal. When it comes to books, I have to be in a very specific mood to want to pick up a spooky book, and I'm not really in that mood right now, but I do have a couple. So let's go ahead and start with those. The first one is not spooky, but kind of like vibes, October Halloween vibes. That is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is obviously illustrated by Chris Rydell, my man, Chris Rydell. I love Chris Rydell. I don't really know much about this, but I have been jonesing for some Neil Gaiman just because he is a very whimsical writer, and I feel like his books fit so well into the fall. So it looks like we're following Nobody Owens, and he is a boy who lives in a graveyard, and he's been raised and educated by ghosts. It sounds fantastic to me. I love Neil Gaiman. He's very whimsical, very magical. I also think that a book set in a graveyard is very spooky indeed. So I'm wanting to read this. Diane Wynne Jones also says it's the best book Neil Gaiman has ever written, right there on the front. So we're gonna trust Diana, and we're going to read The Graveyard Book. And the only other sort of Halloween spooky vibe thing that I want to read is I want to read a Stephen King book. I have 3 here that I've been flip-flopping in between. Now, when it comes to Stephen King, I've read 2 books by him. I've read Carrie and I've read The Shining, though I did read The Shining in middle school, so I don't know how much that counts. I also read about 600 pages of it, and I was just so freaking bored. But I'm gonna give it another go. I have Pet Sematary, which I feel like is the book that most people love. I don't think I've ever seen a really negative review of Pet Sematary. And then I also have Different Seasons, which is a collection of short stories. I'm pretty sure that these are not horror necessarily, but I've seen multiple videos of different people saying that this is a great place to start if you're wanting to kind of try out Stephen King. So I have this one. And then the other one that is kind of spooky is Misery by Stephen King. It's another one that I genuinely don't think I've ever seen a bad review of it. I don't know. Should I do a vlog? Like taste testing Stephen King? Also, thank you to my mother for letting me borrow these. I feel like in August and September I went full throttle fantasy, so I've kind of added one book in here to kind of break it up because my fantasy mood is showing no signs of stopping, but I do want to have something a little bit different on my TBR. So I have Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is book 4 in the Chestnut Springs series. This is a small town cowboy romance series, and this is Secret Baby romance. I don't know, but like I said, I have been in a huge fantasy mood, so I don't know 100% if I'm going to get into this, but we shall see. It's here if I need it. Okay. Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. I am reading these books for the first time. I'm also doing dedicated video reviews for all of these. This lady is a chunker. She's over 850 pages. No. She's almost 850 pages. She's like 849. And I'm a little bit nervous to get into this one because I felt really, really conflicted about book 3. Yeah, I'm hesitant to get into this one, but I do still want to read it. I do want to wrap up the series, so I'm also excited. I don't know. I'm conflicted about the whole situation. I have no idea. I have 2 carryovers from September that I do still want to get to. One of them is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is a reread for me. I read this for the first time, I think, in 2018, and I liked it in 2018, but I never continued on, and I'm wanting to restart it and continue on with the series if I so choose, if I desire. I don't know. And the other carryover from September is Assassin's Apprentice. This is something that I am dying to get into. The Realm of the Elderlings is such an intimidating series, and I feel like once I start it, I will love it. But I am a little bit hesitant about getting into this first series because a lot of people say that it's not like amazing. I think that once I wrap up the Inheritance cycle, I will be wanting to start another fantasy series. I'm just now realizing that this is very ambitious considering I only read 5 books in September. Okay, let's not talk about it. Next is a book that I know I'm gonna get to, and that is Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. If you didn't watch my September TBR video, then you will not know this, but I put Red Rising on my September TBR. I've owned that book for years and years and years, and I never picked it up, and I finally picked it up in September, and I have read the entirety of the first trilogy. My TBR for September completely derailed because I spent the past 2 weeks binging the first trilogy of Red Rising, and I'm dying to continue. I don't own it as of yet, but I have ordered it. I have ordered it. Jeff Bezos is delivering it to me personally tomorrow, okay? I'm at the point where I just finished Morningstar last night, and I don't want to read anything else. I want to read Iron Gold. I don't want to stop. I want to just keep going. And could this TBR just be like completely useless because I'm just going to spend the entirety of the month reading the next 3 books that are out in the Red Rising saga? That could quite possibly be it. But I am obsessed with this series, and I am definitely going to be making a like should you read Red Rising by Pierce Brown video. I was planning on making a dedicated review video for all 3 of the books in the original trilogy, but I couldn't help myself. So stay tuned for that if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts. But yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. And the last 2 things that I want to read in the month of October are my mangas. I want to get to Finland Saga book 4. I've slowly been making my way through this series, not by choice, but by necessity, because these books are like 20 bucks a piece. They're $20 a piece for this thing, and I can read it in like a day. So if I had unlimited funds, I would be binging this series 100%. It's really violent and it's a lot of fun. I'm just loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I love the art. I love the story. There's also some historical context that is in here. I act like I'm a Viking scholar, but I did take 1 class in college. But also, I'm wanting to continue on with One Piece. As of this moment, I've read up to volume 10. We'll see how far I can get into it. Like I said, my September was filled with me being obsessed with Red Rising. So we shall see. We shall see if that trend continues into October, or if I can actually get, you know, some variety in my reading. We don't know. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. We'll talk to future Joe when she exists, okay? But those are all of the books that I'm wanting to read in October. Let me know down below if you've read any of these. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you're reading in October. What are the plans? What's the plan, man? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.